All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily, guys. Today we have a Houston Rockets recap for you. They lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers 124-89 to put them at 9-19 on the season. Now, the Rockets, they weren't going to win this game. I mean, they at no point before the game were they going to win. I mean, you're literally without your four best players. Obviously, KPJ, obviously, Jalen Green are still injured and have no updates to them, which is concerning. I will not lie to you, I am concerned about Jalen Green. And, I mean, the injuries are not good. Injuries are never good. But anyways, we're without Eric Gordon. We're without Christian Wood. We're without our four best players on this roster. And you're playing an absolutely red-hot Cleveland Cavaliers team. Puts them at 18-12. I mean, this Cavs team, they're the fourth seed in the Eastern Conference. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're probably going to get out of the first round. So, this Cavs team is very good. They're the third-ranked defense in the NBA for a reason. So, nothing tonight was surprising. I was obviously hoping for better results, especially in the first quarter, getting outscored 18, or was it 16? Yeah, 16-35 in the first quarter was horrible. I mean, they were down by like 30 points at halftime. The good news is their shots were fine. The three-pointers were not falling. Obviously, you shot 5 of 29 for 17% clip from downtown, and then also 24 and 35 equates to a 67% free throw percentage. So, there were just a lot of mistakes going on tonight. But this is a very young group of guys, and I do want to say a couple of comments. First off, Alperen Sengun, 25 minutes off the bench, or 28 minutes actually, 7 of 14, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 19 points. This is going to get backlash because if you didn't watch this basketball game, you see Sengun's stats, and you're like, why did he only play 20? Why isn't this guy starting? John Lucas came out and said Sengun is playing better, and he, still needs to improve defensively, but he's getting better every single game, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm in no rush to start Alperen Sengun. It's mainly injury. It's mainly injury. I'm not trying to jeopardize anything. I don't care if he's coming off the bench. If he's playing 28 minutes off of the bench, I don't have any issues here. The problem, though, is that he played 28 minutes tonight because of the garbage time. I mean, that really is what it boils down to. You had Daniel Theis start. I feel like Rocket fans still need to be reminded that Daniel Theis is on a 3-year contract, and he's going to play. I mean, he's going to play. I mean, Daniel Theis is a good defensive player. Offensively, he pretty much gives me nothing, especially this season. He's having a horrible offensive year. But you need a guy like Daniel Theis, man. What are you gonna run, a small ball 5-man lineup against the 7-footers against the Cleveland Cavaliers? No. So Daniel Theis, and I talked about this in my Rockets video earlier today on my main channel, that Theis is probably going to start tonight. He's probably going to just start anytime Christian Wood's out. Alperen starting may not even happen at any point in this season unless they were just devastated by injuries. Here's the thing with Alperen. He's improving so much. I mean, he's 19 years old. I understand where John Lucas is coming from. I understand where Silas is coming from. Defensively, sometimes it's not great. Sometimes it really is not great. I mean, when Sengun was first in this basketball game, they were going at him. I mean, they were going at his throat. They were scoring all over him. Everything was easy. And then pretty much after that first quarter there, I mean, after the first half, the defense, it got back to normal. So Alperen is a project type of player. I mean, I don't mean it to sound like a project, like he needs a ton of work, but he's 19 years old. We're asking a lot of these 19-year-olds to consistently be good every single time they touch the court, every single possession, offensively and defensively. So, it's going to be a learning process for Alperen. He's trying to get used to the NBA speed as well. He's trying to get his conditioning right. But at the end of the day, you really like what you saw from Sengun at the end of this game in that second half. I mean, he was pretty much dominant, and you love what you see because, like I said, sometimes he'll have defensive issues, but man, they are getting fixed very quickly, and he's learning on the spot. He's learning in the games, and he's getting better. So Alperen, I want to make that comment on him. Now, the Rockets deployed a lineup of DJ, Garrison Matthews, Armani Brooks, Tice, and Tate. Only one of those guys, Jayshawn Tate, came in the double digits. All of those guys, I mean, Garrison played 29. Tate played 29, but pretty much you're seeing sub 20 minutes for the rest of the guys out there. DJ got ejected. He got double teed up. I think that was the start of the third quarter. Early on in the third quarter, you could tell it was really just frustration. He didn't get the calls he was wanting, and he just kept opening up his mouth. So game was pretty much over by then. I mean, game was kind of over when it started, but the starters didn't really give us much tonight. You really saw a lot more improvement with the bench. Guys like KJ Martin Jr., you got to see a lot of run. You saw David Nwaba get some really good, consistent run, 5 of 9 from the field, 11 points tonight. I know people don't like David Nwaba playing, but I need to remind you guys, this past offseason, what were we saying about David Nwaba? We need to sign him, right? We were talking about it. We need to sign this man. So I hate seeing David Nwaba slandered because it's like all of us wanted him here. All of us wanted him here. Nights like this aren't really when you need David Nwaba, but it's games like the Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls, late in the game, starting second halves. Like defensively, David Nwaba is so good, and offensively, he took a big stride last season. Haven't really seen it too much this season, but David Nwaba, he's a solid piece to have, man. It's not like we're acting like he's like 33 years old. Josh Christopher struggled at times, especially early in the game. He finished with 4 turnovers, but he did end up with 17 points on 5 of 11 shooting and 1 of 4 from downtown. 6 of 10 from the free throw line. He didn't help our free throw issues, but I mean, like I said, man, this game was pretty much over from the get-go. There just weren't too many positives tonight. That's the issue. I hate making recap videos like this when there's just not too many positives. You had Silas go, I think he was dehydrated or something. He went down after the first quarter or sometime in the first quarter. Maybe it was in the second quarter. I can't really remember. But, we didn't even have our head coach tonight. So it really was just everything that could have gone bad kind of happened. The good news is no injuries. But man, I mean, you're on the road and you're playing just a red hot Cleveland Cavaliers team. So like I said, I really just wasn't expecting much tonight. But I think the bench performances from Josh Christopher and Alperen Sengun, and then just a pretty solid game from Jayshawn Tate, especially defensively. He had 3 steals. There was enough positive from this game to not be like extremely depressed tonight, because it was a tough loss, man. We haven't had a tough loss like this pretty much since that 15-game losing streak, where all of the losses were kind of like this. So the good news is the Houston Rockets are not as bad as a lot of people thought. They already have 9 wins. I mean, it's mid-December. They're probably going to finish the month with at least 10 wins. They'll probably finish the season with around 25 wins. Play-in tournament, I think that's out of the window. I don't even really like talking about the Rockets making a run for the playoffs, because you're probably trading Eric Gordon, you're probably trading DJ Augustine, maybe not DJ, but you're trading Eric Gordon at some point in the season, and it just doesn't make sense to go all in at a playoff run. It just really doesn't. I'd rather enjoy these wins when they come and learn from losses like this. You need to get off to a good start, man. You just need to get off to a good start. No excuses tonight. I mean, Garrison Matthews, 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 6 from downtown. He only finished with 1 point. This was the worst game we've seen from Garrison Matthews, but I feel like he should be held accountable just as much as all these other Rockets. So, I mean, that's it for tonight, guys. Drop some game thoughts down below. It wasn't great, but I think we got 2 really good positives. That Alperen Sengun is going to be, at the very worst, like a consistently reliable role player. And same goes for Josh Christopher. I mean, Raphael Stone did a great job drafting both of those 2 players, and I think we're realizing, we're going to go through learning curves throughout this season, but by the end of the year, they should be a lot more consistent, and they should just be very fun to watch, because they're going to be getting a lot more playing time as well, especially Josh Christopher. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.